Welcome to episode 340 of Apartment Hacker. This is Mike Brewer, Apartment Hacker. It is my mission to tease out human potential in the multifamily space. So we're in the book, Scaling Up Excellence. Last video we talked about grit, perseverance, and the fact that scaling up excellence is something that takes a very long bit of time, and it's something that you have to work on continually. Every minute, every second, every minute, every hour of the day, every day of the week. It is something that you have to focus on relentlessly. So the authors of Scaling Up Excellence came up with 7 mantras that you can utilize and promote in your business in order to persevere or to exercise that grit in persevering through the process of building up and scaling excellence in your business. And so I thought we'd go through the 7 really quickly, and then what we'll do over the next, who knows, how many videos we'll turn each one of those mantras into practical applications so that we can follow through with the promise of giving you videos that you can actually act on immediately. So those 7 mantras, the first one is spread a mindset, not just a footprint. Mindset, if you look at the work of Carol Dweck, in mindset, there's a fixed mindset and a growth mindset, and really this is about planting in your organization a growth mindset. We'll talk about that more in later videos. Number 2, engage all the senses. So hearing, smelling, tasting, so on and so forth. The way that you scale up excellence in your business is make sure that you're exercising every person's sense in that process, and we'll talk about how we can make practical application out of that. Number 3, link the short-term realities to long-term dreams. So great leaders in organizations are constantly talking about the future, constantly talking about that, but also talking about the realities of today and how those two things, or how the realities of today ladder up to the dreams and goals and aspirations of the future, and making sure that we do that in a productive way. Number 4, accelerate accountability. To the extent that you can create ownership in your organization, and ownership is a huge word, and we'll talk more about that when we get to the mantra of accelerating accountability. Ownership is huge, and to the extent that you can imbue that in people's hearts and minds, you can actually accelerate the excellence or scaling excellence exercise in your business. Number 5 is fear the cluster, FUG. So not to be mistaken, but it was originated out of that statement. And that is not getting yourself caught up in illusion, right, in what your organization is. It's staying grounded in today's realities, so that you can scale through those things that might otherwise seem like drags on your organization. Number 6, scaling requires both addition and subtraction. So I think we're all guilty of this in scaling up a business, right? We put this process in place, and this process, and this process, and this process, and this process, and we think about the far-reaching consequences of those processes in isolation, right? So this thing is going to fix this communication issue, and it's going to be awesome for the organization, and we promote it, and we tout it, and it's the next best thing, it's the panacea to all of our problems. What we don't do a very good job of is thinking about this coupled with this, 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 and the far-reaching consequences of time, right? All those things in combination take a ton of time, so we need to exercise. Anytime you add something, you might take away 1 or 2 things, and hopefully those things that you are adding solve problems that might exist over here, and the reason or the underlying reasons why you put maybe this or this or this in place. So by putting this in place, you could take away 2 or 3 or 4, ideally. And the last thing is slow down to scale faster and better down the road, and that really is a discipline of stopping, sometimes standing absolutely still in the moment. I'll give you a real life example of this. We had a fire down in Houston in a building, and I happened to be in Texas at the time, and I was on my way to San Antonio. The fire was in Houston, and I was given a directive to get back there. I needed to be right in the middle of that. I needed to lead. I needed to be the one coordinating all of the communication and so on and so forth. And I sat back and I said, you know what? No, I don't. I have competent, capable, smart individuals who can absolutely handle the communication and the ground game that was necessary to to keep that thing contained and to keep people informed and to keep people safe. And they did, and they were awesome. And because they were able to exercise that muscle in a moment of truth, they became fantastic, and they now have a testimony and a premise for the next time something like that happens. So sometimes you stand still and you allow things to happen for the lessons that they will give to people. Sorry this video was a little bit long, but the 7 mantras we'll talk about in more detail, hopefully in shorter spurts. Take care, we'll talk to you again soon.